You walk into a house where every inch of space is covered in junk, piles of old receipts, half-broken gadgets, clothes that haven't been worn since flip phones were cool. It's chaos. But here's the twist. You don't even notice. You've been living in it so long that the mess feels normal. Now, what if I told you your mind looks the same? Mental clutter, overthinking, bad habits, toxic relationships, piles up just like those Amazon boxes you swore you'd recycle. And before you know it, you're drowning in stress, distraction, and a life that feels heavy. Marcus Aurelius was literally running an empire, yet his meditations read like the ultimate declutter your life manual. No whining, no nonsense, just wisdom. He understood that an overcrowded mind was just as suffocating as an overcrowded room. In fact, there's a story that when Marcus became emperor, he didn't throw some lavish party or hoard gold like a wannabe king. Instead, he sold off palace treasures to fund public works. The guy decluttered his empire. If the most powerful man in the world could strip life down to what truly mattered, so can you. So, let's talk about it. Let's purge the junk, trim the fat, and take back control. Because a messy life isn't just inconvenient, it's a distraction from your potential. Life is a dusty mess, and you're the broom. Life gets messy, not just in the spilled coffee, lost keys kind of way, but in the why am I carrying other people's problems like an emotional Uber kind of way. Ever notice how no matter how many times you clean your phone screen, it's somehow always covered in smudges? That's your mind. Every conversation, every stress, every minor annoyance leaves a little residue. And if you don't take time to wipe it clean, you start seeing the world through a blurry, smudged-up lens. Marcus Aurelius had it right. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. In other words, stop letting the dust of life pile up. You can't control if someone sneezes negativity all over your day, but you can control if you let it stick. Think about that one co-worker who treats you like their personal therapist. Every lunch break, they unload their problems on you, and before you know it, you're mentally drained. You carry that stress home, snap at your family over nothing, and suddenly your whole evening is ruined by someone else's dust. The solution? Stop being the sponge. Be the broom. Sweep it out, reset and move on. Because if you don't, you're just living in a mess you didn't even make. Don't just shower. Deep clean your mind. You wouldn't go weeks without showering. At least I hope not. So why do we let our minds marinate in stress, negativity, and overthinking for months? The Stoics didn't just wash their bodies in bathhouses, they had rituals to cleanse their minds too. Because mental grime builds up just like sweat, and if you don't scrub it off, it starts to stink up your life. Seneca put it best. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. Think about how much time gets wasted on pointless worries, useless arguments, and imaginary worst-case scenarios. Meanwhile, life's clock keeps ticking. Ever notice how much lighter your mind feels after a long walk, a workout, even something as basic as washing dishes? That's because movement shakes off the mental cobwebs. Your mum was onto something. Clean space, clear head. The same applies to your habits. If you don't deep clean your thoughts, they'll pile up like that one junk drawer everyone pretends doesn't exist. Forest bathing greater than doomscrolling. Staring at a screen all day turns your brain into mashed potatoes. Ever feel that weird exhaustion after a full day of doing nothing? That's digital burnout. And the cure isn't another energy drink, it's stepping outside. There's a reason touch grass is both an insult and solid life advice. Marcus Aurelius put it simply, dwell on the beauty of life, watch the stars and see yourself running with them. In other words, stop staring at pixels, go exist in the real world. Think about that one friend who vanishes to the mountains every weekend. They're not just flexing their outdoor aesthetic. They've figured out that nature resets the mind. Meanwhile, the rest of us are hunched over our screens, scrolling past 500 posts and somehow retaining none of them. If you want clarity, step outside. Forest bathing is greater than doomscrolling every time. If this resonates with you, make sure to like, share and subscribe to Level Stoic channel. Stick around, we're just getting started. Delete your mental spam folder. Your brain is like an email inbox, and right now it's overflowing with junk. Worries about things you can't control? Spam. Overanalyzing that awkward conversation from 3 days ago? Spam. That random TikTok sound stuck in your head? Major spam. Marcus Aurelius had a simple rule. If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. The Stoics weren't about carrying around mental clutter. Every useless thought is just taking up space where real focus should be. Think about office gossip. Someone starts whispering about Janet from accounting, and suddenly Janet's drama is living rent-free in your brain. Next thing you know, you're thinking about it in the shower, replaying conversations like you're in some corporate soap opera. Delete it, unsubscribe. Stoics didn't waste energy on nonsense, and neither should you. Audit your time. Like a Stoic CFO. Ever looked at your screen time and thought, wow, I could have learned a new language, but instead you just memorized every meme of the month? Yeah, that's a problem. Time is the one thing you never get back, and yet most people spend it like loose change. Seneca said it best. While we waste our time hesitating and postponing, life is slipping away. The Stoics didn't treat time like a bottomless buffet. They used it with intention. Think about that one friend who always swears they're too busy, but somehow knows every plot twist in 12 different Netflix shows. They're not out of time, they're just bad at using it. Every scroll, every binge, every "I'll do it tomorrow" is a withdrawal from your life's bank account. Audit your time like a Stoic CFO. If it's not adding value, cut it. Your home is a temple, not a storage unit. If your closet looks like a lost and found for stuff you forgot you owned, it's time for a reality check. Your home isn't a storage unit for someday items, it's your daily environment. And if that environment is packed with junk, your mind will be too. Epictetus said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." Translation: owning less isn't a loss, it's freedom. Ever moved and realized how much useless stuff you've been dragging around? Boxes of old chargers, clothes you haven't worn in years, that one kitchen gadget you used once. That's not just physical clutter, that's mental baggage. If you haven't used it in a year, you don't need it. The same goes for toxic habits, dead-end friendships, and thought patterns that do nothing but take up space. Clear it out. Spring cleaning for the soul. Imagine waking up one morning, stepping out of bed, and immediately tripping over a pile of laundry. Annoying, right? Now, imagine the same thing, but in your mind. Thoughts everywhere. Stress piled up. Problems you meant to deal with but didn't. That's what happens when you don't do regular mental maintenance. Life gets cluttered, and before you know it, you're drowning in a mess of overthinking, bad habits, and things that don't even matter. That's why Marcus Aurelius reminded himself every morning, people are going to be rude. Some will lie. Some will be selfish. Expect it. That way it doesn't shock you. It doesn't throw off your whole day. It's like knowing it's going to rain. You grab an umbrella instead of getting caught in the storm. Think of that one friend who never cleans until their place is a disaster. Instead of taking 5 minutes to tidy up, they now need 5 hours just to see the floor. That's how stress works. Ignore it, and it builds up. Instead, make mental cleaning a habit. Check in with yourself. What's weighing you down? What can you let go of today? Small resets keep your life from turning into a dumpster fire. Declutter, detach, dominate. Look around. Your space, your schedule, your mind. What's taking up way too much room? The Stoics knew that the more stuff you carry, the less control you have. Whether it's a cluttered desk, a packed calendar, or non-stop overthinking, it's all just noise. And noise keeps you from doing what actually matters. You don't have to shave your head and move to the mountains. Just start small. Toss out the junk you never use. Unfollow that account that only makes you feel worse. Set limits on the things that drain you. Seneca said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. So stop wasting space, mentally, physically, emotionally." Now, here's the real question. What's the first thing you're decluttering? That messy email inbox, your closet full of someday outfits, or maybe just that little voice in your head telling you to hold on to things you don't even need. Drop a comment below. Let's clean this mess up together. And if you're tired of feeling stuck, it's time to break free. Comfort is the real trap. It tricks you into staying small. Want to escape it for good? Watch Break Free from Comfort Zone now. Stoic perspective and start taking control. Click now. Your future self is waiting.